Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Radium, and today I have another Terraria Ultranium Mod Summoner video for all of you. In which today, obviously, we're going to be trying to defeat some more bosses, as last time we didn't really do all that much. But we did discover some of the mod's really cool content, and we additionally did beat Skeletron, which is a great feat with Expert Mode Summoner in 1.3. With that said, a couple of people complained about my boss order, so we're going to be filling in some of the blanks, obviously, and especially fighting the two exclusive bosses to this mod, which are the Zephyr Squid and Glacierian, I think. I don't know how to say that, my apologies if that's wrong. But yeah, one more thing I have done in between episodes, as you may have seen during a time-lapse or whatnot, if the footage did record properly. This is the base I've begun creating. Again, it's not finished at all, and it's not even got a roof yet properly, but, I mean, it's a start, and I haven't decorated or anything, but there's definitely potential in this build. With that said, I'm kind of ready to begin, and I'm going to be starting with the Brain of Cthulhu today. Now, I know it's a kind of bizarre order, because yes, I should be going for Eye of Cthulhu and even King Slime before that, come to think of it. But I'm perfectly complacent in this order. I think it'll work well, and there are reasons why I'm doing it. Despite the fact that we made a lot of upgrades in the previous video, we are still incredibly vulnerable to most things due to having absolutely no defense. So the Queen Bee will definitely have to be fought in this video because the Bee Armor is the only viable set in 1.3, at least for summoners. Honestly, this battle with the Brain could be either really easy or incredibly difficult. I don't really see there being an in-between for this fight, mainly because, again, I've never done this with Summoner properly, so I don't really recall doing it. And since that's the matter, I'm just going to try and be optimistic and give it a go. Okay, now it's time to break the orbs. In the first one, you obviously get an Undertaker, which is useless for us. And honestly, the only valuable thing I believe we could get is the Panic Necklace, which isn't even that good, but I would definitely take one. Option number 2 is the Crimson Rod. Again, completely unnecessary. I do not need it at all. And I've just realised I've got 40 seconds of slowness now, which is really fun. Okay, I guess I'll give this a go. This could go really badly, but again, you never know until you try with these kind of things. Okay, good news, it does seem relatively effective. It does a lot of damage. The Imp's projectiles have really good pierce. But the issue is there are enemies spawning, which is the absolute worst case scenario in a fight like this. In truth though, the extra enemies might actually be a blessing in disguise, because they're dropping additional mana stars. That will allow me to keep resummoning for longer, and it'll pretty much allow me to steamroll this first phase. The only issues really reside in the second phase. Okay, here we go, this is where the fun begins. Because, quite frankly, you literally just need to run for this fight. And that's not going to be interesting. I should have definitely got a Shield of Cthulhu, come to think of it, because I think I am dead here. Yeah, there's no way I'm doing this. Oh, and I died to a cave bat. That's just really fun, isn't it? Wow. Okay then, well it looks like we need to do Eye of Cthulhu first. Okay, even without killing the Brain, we got so much Crimson Ore and so many pieces of tissue sample that I'm going to just craft these up and see if I want to make anything. I do not know if there's any unique items in this mod. There's a pike which we can't make, and it does not look promising. Oh, but I did find something out. If I get 10 coral, then I can combine it with the shadow scales and tissue samples to make something incredible, which is the coral stone. And using this item will allow me to summon a new boss known as the Zephyr Squid. I definitely want to try this for sure. It does look like a really fun fight from what I have seen, and yeah, it's just what I want to do. Okay, let's see if we can make this thing yet, and yep, we can, the coral stone, boom. So I'm just going to craft all of these up because I do not need the tissue samples for anything. We've already got Hellstone tier items, if not higher. So yeah, I guess we should just look into doing that, and I mean, I'm going to have to make an arena at the ocean for a start. So I'll probably do that ahead of time and meet you guys back once we have something. Okay, I honestly think this will do for an arena. I have no idea how difficult this boss is going to be. But if I had to have a guess, I'm going to lose once or twice at least. And it might, you know, be a very difficult fight. So, I mean, it's worth having a shot now because we do have 7 attempts. So let's just summon it and see. Okay, first thing I've noticed is this boss has really high defense. He does a lot of damage as well, so something tells me I'm ill prepared for this. But I mean, yeah, this is really bizarre so far. One thing I've noticed is I feel so incredibly sluggish about a Shield of Cthulhu. Like, so incredibly sluggish, and this boss is very difficult by the looks of things. Again, it might just be me having no idea what to do, so it seems a lot more difficult than it is. But there's a lot going on here, and a lot of cool attacks that I really like the look of. Okay, that's a first death, and Jesus Christ, that's going to be hard. One thing I will say is I definitely need a Shield of Cthulhu before I do anything else, so let's fight the Eye of Cthulhu. Okay, let's use the one suspicious looking eye we got a very long time ago to annihilate this boss. Again, I shouldn't underestimate it, come to think of it, because we have no armor, and, you know, this could be difficult for all I know. But I do just need to be careful, and hopefully we should have a win and a nice shield to help us out afterwards. By the way, I'm still fighting the Eye at the Ocean because it's the only good arena I have, in all honesty. And, you know, I might as well use the largest possible space I have available, apart from the Skeleton arena because I'm too lazy to run there. Okay, second phase has begun, and we're going to get hit straight away, which is fun, but again, I can't control RNG, so all is good. Now, I'm going to try avoiding these, like, magical stars as much as possible, as to save them for when I'm really low on mana like now. So then I can run across to them, pick them up, and deal some additional damage, because consistency is key for winning any fight. Okay, this seems to be working so far, but oh no, okay, this is starting to get a tiny bit hectic already. One thing I would say is that these imps have very good projectiles, but without resummoning, they're pretty much useless, because they just don't fire fast enough. Okay, now's the best chance we're going to have at it. Okay, so let's start annihilating the boss and pray that it's enough. Okay. Okay, this is where the fun begins. Okay, let's pop a healing potion. And there we go. That was relatively easy. Brilliant. Oh, the boss dropped a summon, actually. The Staff of Cthulhu. Okay. Let me see if I can pick it up. 7 summon damage. It summons a Servant of Cthulhu to fight for you. And it lasts for a minute. That does seem pretty good, but the issue with it is it only does 7 damage. Which, in case you didn't realise, is pretty much useless for us. Alright, there's the glorious Shield of Cthulhu. I did drop it because I've got no inventory space and I'm really bad at managing it, which I do acknowledge. So I guess out of all of my accessories, I should just take off the Band of Regeneration, because mobility over survivability any day. Okay, the Brewer from Alchemist NPC has arrived. I believe that's the correct mod. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back home quickly and buy a bunch of potions. I do need to get some money somehow, and I don't really know how I'm going to get that much cash, but I mean, I'm probably just going to buy the essentials for now, like regeneration and iron skin. One more thing that's quite important, summoning. So that gives us an extra minion for this fight, and that's really going to help. Oh, I just realised, because we've defeated Skeletron, we can also buy Wrath Potions, which increase your damage by 10%. That's absolutely amazing. Okay, I think I'm pretty much set for the fight now, with a wide variety of really powerful buffs. I do need a Goblin army, so that'll be our next step if we still can't do the Zephyr Squid. But hopefully we're okay, and I mean, after this I guess we should just go straight for Queen Bee. Okay, let's give this fight a go now with our various new summons. Well, more summons I should say, not new, because we're only using the imp stuff still, but I mean, this does seem to be doing a lot more damage, and additionally, the regeneration is going to be really nice now because of all the different buffs we have. However, I do not know why, but I am really, really bad at this fight, like, unreasonably bad. And it's just a learning curve, I know, because I've never done this before, but hopefully we can get over that curve as fast as possible. One thing I'd say is that I think ocean bosses in this game are really neat, honestly. It adds a bunch of variety progression-wise that you wouldn't normally get, especially considering the only ocean-related thing you really need to worry about on a regular basis in vanilla is shoot fish run. And you're pretty much there for 10 minutes and then you're out. Okay, I'm still taking stupid hits, but I am starting to get hang of the fight. And overall, I'm learning it, basically. One thing I could take into consideration is the fact that the bouncing orbs he fires are actually affected by blocks, so I'm sure I could cheese it somehow, but I don't think we're going to need to. Oh, okay, he's changed his attacks up, apparently. So after you get him to half health, the fight gets even harder, because he did not fire those projectiles before. And even if it's one individual projectile that fires periodically, that's still scary, because it's an unknown thing. Okay, we are officially coming up on the end of this fight. This boss is very, very strong. And the fact that its defense is so high is kind of scary, because it has tanked a lot of hits and not died. But I mean, the fight is almost over now, and once it is, I guess we can see what it drops. Okay, and the boss is dead. There we go. Brilliant. So, let's see what we got from the treasure bag. We didn't get anything too useful, because, again, crit chance is completely useless for summons. So the Zephyr Squid's tentacle is absolutely useless, and the Zephyr Trident is kind of a cool weapon, but doesn't look like it would be too useful either, even to a magic user at this stage. The Zephyr Scales are only used for 3 different weapons, and it's every single class but Summoner. That's sounding a lot more like the Terraria I remember. Okay, with all of that done, I think it's finally time that we loot the dungeon. Again, since we defeated Skeletron so early last time, I mean, we do have this advantage, so we might as well put it to use. And loot everything we possibly can. The main purpose of doing this is collecting bones, because the boss Glaceron, or Glaceron, I don't know how to pronounce it, they require bones to craft their spawners, so we're definitely going to have to get a bunch, because bones are very important throughout all of Terraria. Okay, there's literally 3 enemies on screen and I'm already getting overwhelmed. This is slightly concerning, but at least thanks to Vein Miner we don't really need to worry about most of the traps down here. Hey, there's a dungeon slime already, that's brilliant. Okay, so let's just open that. He does a lot of damage, come to think of it. But we should be able to obliterate him, and once we do this we have another golden key, which can net us maybe a cobalt shield or a shadow key. If this was 1.4, I would be going for the spinal tap right now, which is an amazing weapon, but sadly we don't have access to this in modded yet. And so, we're very limited to the weaponry we can use throughout this. Okay, from this chest, hey, actually we got lucky, okay, we got the cobalt shield, that's brilliant. With that, I mean, and another golden key, I guess we should just continue looting on. Okay, and we are dead before we can even loot anything, and I'm not going back there for a while. We're just way too weak with an imp stuff alone, and most of it's pretty much useless to us. Okay, now all we need is the vertebrae there, and with these items combined, we can officially make the spawner. Actually, no, we need one more thing. And that one more thing that we need is ice blocks. That'll do for now, because we're only going to really have one attempt at this. And there we go, the frozen food. This attracts the ice dragon, and goodness me, this is going to be interesting. One thing I'm going to do, however, is going to Alexander, and I'm going to be getting myself a sandstorm in a bottle. He's an NPC that sells various items, which are very, very expensive, mind you, but I have no use for money right now. At least at this very moment, so I'm just going to purchase, like, the Anklet of the Winds, the Aglet, and anything else I need, and just work my way up to some good accessories. Actually, for now, the sandstorm is all I really need. Okay, this looks like a pretty nice spot for the arena, where those old crevices were, so I've destroyed all of them now. And once we mine all of these, we'll have a nice bunch of platforms, a really nice flat area. And, I mean, it's pretty much the best scenario we could ask for in a boss like this. Okay, everything is officially set up now, so I'm going to pop my buffs. I've already summoned the boss. Dear God, that looks like a cool sprite. Oh goodness, okay, I need to concentrate for a moment, because I really don't know what's going on. But that is an awesome looking fight. Like, for a boss design, that is just amazing. I have no idea what's going on as well, but, I mean, these attacks are manageable thus far. And, I mean, the boss is very slow, which is reassuring, but, I mean, I'm sure it's going to get more difficult. Same with the Zephyr Squid. Okay, I like what this fight's doing so far. It's really cool, honestly. My favourite fight in the mod so far, because the Zephyr Squid just kind of felt miscellaneous, a bit like Duke Fishron does. But this boss genuinely has a very cool, menacing design, may I say. By the way, the song of this boss is absolutely amazing. I'm really happy that there's so much to this, and I really hope this song isn't copyrighted. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cut out most of this segment, or at least the audio of it. One thing I'll say about this boss is those icicles do so much damage. I got hit by one and it did over 100 damage. So that's something I really need to be careful of, so it seems like dodging is pretty much mandatory in this, and even a tank build wouldn't do so well against this fight. Oh, okay, we are halfway there officially, and something's happening, and oh my god, okay, that's awesome. That is genuinely awesome. Again, the wonky hitbox is not helping, but I mean, these attacks are awesome. And this is definitely a step up, Jesus. Okay, this is genuinely really difficult now, what the heck, okay. So, I kind of need to figure out what to do and what to do fast, because there's so much going on. Oh my god, what is that? I have no idea what that is. Okay, so it's a bit like Duke Fishron on the tsunamis that spawn. So it just kind of sits there and doesn't do too much, which is reassuring, but I guess it cuts off the arena. Okay, this is a good spot to do some damage, but goodness, okay, he does a lot of damage to me as well. I need to remember that always. Okay, I really still haven't sussed out a strategy. I am kind of just dashing around and hoping it works. I additionally hope this looks good in the video, because I've seen sometimes with bosses like this that have so many particles, the video quality really drops for a moment, but hopefully it comes out okay. I really agree with there being biome exclusive bosses at any stage of the game. For example, the desert really doesn't get much attention, and I don't know if there's a desert boss in this mod, but it would be very cool if there was, because I do not know what that would look like. And, oh, okay, the fight is over, there we go. Just in the nick of time, because I do maybe want to do a Blood Moon. But I mean, that was a really good battle, honestly. Like, that was genuinely so enjoyable to do. I'm going to start farming the Blood Moon, but I will tell you just in a moment what we're going to do with the treasure bag. Okay guys, the arena has been constructed now, at least for the most part. For Queen Bee, I'm honestly confident enough in my dodging The only issue is going to be damage, so it's quite a simplistic arena as to not add too many variables. All I'm going to add from here on out is the bewitching table, so I can do my resummon, a couple of heart lanterns around, and yeah, that'll honestly do. Okay, with all of that done, I honestly think it's fine just to hop into a fight and see how we do. Again, we've got the summons, and the only issue now is the external enemies, but hopefully we'll take them out in a moment, so we can really focus on the boss. Okay, this is doing a surprising amount of damage. Like, the boss is genuinely going down relatively quickly, which is filling me with confidence. Mainly because we haven't really been that powerful against anything and up until this point. Like, even if we've defeated things, our DPS has always been lacking. But this is the first time I can safely say that we're actually competent in a sense. Mind you, something like a Demon Scythe would absolutely shred through this boss. This is still doing a respectable job, and it's taking care of all the smaller bees just fine. The only issue is really the stingers. Okay, we are doing a lot of damage, but the boss's defense is starting to ramp up. Again, it's not too difficult of a fight. And I would talk about this more, but there's genuinely not much to say because we are annihilating the boss. There's a bunch of mana stars from all of the bees, so this is genuinely one of the easiest fights thus far. Mainly because we have an infinite supply of resummons. Okay, the boss is now at 1000 HP. I mean, even the enraged state of this fight isn't really going to serve as any issues, really. Mainly because of the way this arena's built, and the way I know how to dodge this, so it's pretty much free. The only possible issue throughout this entire battle is the fact that we have to do this fight several times to get a sufficient amount of abominations. But that's really the only potential issue we're going to run into. Okay, we got the treasure bag, but I'm actually not going to open it until we've done all 5 fights. It's going to be quite a substantial grind, but it's definitely worth it in the end, because the amount of beeswax we have is going to be really helpful. Okay, that's fight number 2 done. That was even easier, because I've got the patterns down now. And I've decided actually I'm only going to do one more for the sake of saving time, and that'll still give me enough resources for the full armor set. And there we go, that's fight 3 of 3 for now. So, I mean, that's all we genuinely need to do, at least, well, honestly throughout the entire game, because I don't even know if I'm going to craft the Hornet Staff now, since I've given it more thought. Let me just deposit something so I can get the beeswax without having to flood my inventory, and then we'll craft the set. And here we go, and that did not work because there's still items out of my inventory, but we even got the honeyed goggles, which is amazing. Okay, so there's a lot of things here I do not need, like these. The hive ones are pretty much useless. The hive packs sell for a lot of money, and the nectar's kind of cool. And with a very excessive amount of 64, we're going to craft the headgear, the chest plate, and the boots. And there we go, our first armor set for the entire game. And, I mean, it'll definitely buff the weapon even more, up to 33 damage without any buffs. And, I mean, it's an absolutely amazing weapon. But next up, we have a slight problem. The Wall of Flesh. Believe it or not, I've already come up with a way I'm going to beat this boss, and it involves the minecart or platform builder from Loi AFK. Now, this is mainly just efficiency. It's not actually going to win me the fight, but what it does is it creates a row of platforms throughout your entire world. I'm going to pop a few of these in the underworld, just to give me a bunch of space, and it'll give me an entire runway so I can do as much damage as possible with the imp staff, without having to worry about any external factors. Okay, here we go. So I just need to do this, I believe, and then just click. Brilliant. I'll also take this coin portal, which is kind of neat. But I'm literally going to do like 4 or 5 rows of this, and that'll honestly suffice. Okay, I may have gone slightly overboard with this because we've got like 8 rows here, but that's okay. Now all we need to do is await the voodoo demon, and then we can do the fight. Hey, look at that, we already have our voodoo demon. Brilliant. So let's just kill him, and honestly, I reckon we can just hop into the fight. This may be really dumb, and I haven't even got a bewitching table on me spare. But I still think we'll be able to deal enough damage, if I am correct. Okay, I do think that will suffice, so let's just pop the bewitching table and get our 6 unique minions. I think that's the amount we have, and I would be correct there, brilliant. But, I mean, all we need to do now is drop the voodoo doll into the lava and get into this fight, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. One advantage, however, of using summons in this entire battle is the fact that I don't need to worry about the hungries. I can quite literally just target one of the eyeballs, and all the minions will go for it. And even if they're not doing much damage, they're still just skipping the hungry phase altogether, and they will do a lot of damage over time. Oh yeah, one of the most important details of the entire fight, look at the mana regeneration. I stop for 1 second and my mana's pretty much back, and that'll allow me to continue resummoning the entire fight. And I know it's kind of annoying because of how loud my clicking is, but that is a problem I will sort out later on, because I'm in the process of moving right now. Okay, the issue is now the leeches are getting involved. I am getting overwhelmed already, because of how inaccurate the imps can be, but at the same time, with some well-placed clicks, I am eliminating them, And thanks to the incredible regeneration from the regen potions and the additional healing, we should be able to recover. Okay, and we're over halfway. I didn't even realise. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I was expecting this to take so incredibly long, and I mean, it's still going to. But we are doing decently overall, and I mean, I should get close to the boss again once more. I've just realised if I do this, I summon on the eye, then it sometimes hits the mouth as well, doing double damage. That's really helpful in terms of DPS, Jesus. A demon spawning mid-fight, however, is less optimal than anything so far. I need to take him out pretty much now or I'm dead. And I just realised I didn't have all of my buffs active, which is very, very stupid of me. Okay, the boss is about to be at 10% health, which is when the hungries go behind the boss. So that means that we need to get ready to sprint. If we go here, we are absolutely fine. But I'm just going to resummon into the boss, take it very slowly, and just hope that the imps can hit the boss, otherwise we are going to lose. But we need to get as much distance as humanly possible, that's about it. Oh goodness, okay, so 400 health remaining. We should keep running, and we should be okay, because we are still doing a lot of damage somehow. Which is really impressive and kind of shows how much of our DPS is contributed by the resummoning tactic, sorry. But, I mean, oh goodness, okay, this might actually get difficult. Oh my goodness, that was genuinely close. Oh god. Oh, we did do it though, we did do it. I'm going to grab my treasure bag and get out of here as a start. Let's just drop everything and pretty much grab it and leave, because I have no reason to be here now. However, that is very successful because we are officially in hard mode. For some reason, a goblin army is defeated. That must be a weird Ultranium thing. But there were some things in the chat which were very interesting. So there does seem to be a lot in this. And that's why Dread is the first boss we fight, apparently, which is interesting. I will make sure to do that before the mechanical bosses. But in the treasure bag, we got 2 completely useless items. Thanks, Terraria. Very cool. However, the Demon Heart is still useful as always. I'll just put the Band of Regeneration there for now. There's nothing much better I can put in there, I don't think. But now I really, really need to think about what I want to do, because there are a lot of different options. I was thinking of doing my regular route of a Duke Fish run, but I really don't know if that's going to be possible without whips, or at least easy or convenient. However, on that really successful night, I'm going to be leaving this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out, guys.